Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited that you're spending our time with us, and we can't wait to jump in and share the fall product showcase. First up, some light housekeeping. First, we will have a Q&A box for any questions that you may have throughout the presentation. Feel free to throw those in there so you don't forget, and we will answer them all at the end. Also, the session is being recorded, and we will share that out afterwards. All right, now, to introduce our team. Today, you will hear from Vicky Thomas, VP of Product and Design here at Clockwise, Cecily Gardner, Product Manager, and I'm Emily, your host and resident product marketer here at Clockwise. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Vicky to get us started.
Thanks, Emily, and thanks to all of you for joining us today. We're so excited that you're spending your time with us and excited to tell you about what we're cooking up. Before we dive into specific features, though, I wanted to take a moment to set the stage a bit and share a little bit more about our overall product vision. Everything we'll talk about later today is in pursuit of our mission, which is to help the world make time for what matters. And as you may know, our secret sauce is helping you create that time and doing that where it didn't exist before. So Clockwise doesn't just block off free time that already existed on your calendar, but we actually create more of it by consolidating flexible events to open up those long, glorious blocks of uninterrupted focus time. We're basically here to fight the fragmentation in your calendar to make sure that your workday actually works for you. Now, as you might imagine, creating focus time is really tough because your calendar isn't actually just yours. Time is incredibly hard for us to manage individually because it's actually a shared resource of the organization that we belong to. Your individual meetings and focus time fit into a network of interdependent calendars that create tons of dependencies, constraints, and ripple effects as they change and evolve. Clockwise was founded on the core belief that in order to create schedules that work for each one of us, we actually have to optimize time across the whole organization. And if we don't do that, we'll end up in a constant uphill battle of our own calendars versus our organization's shared time. And we call this whole thing time orchestration. Like a composer who arranges a beautiful, complex piece that an entire orchestra can perform together, a time orchestration platform creates order and harmony out of all the schedules in your organization. And importantly, a really great time orchestration platform does this all for you, automatically managing your calendar and your colleagues' calendars so that all of you can spend your time and energy on the things that actually matter. So what this looks like today, Clockwise enables you to mark a meeting as flexible and move those meetings to resolve conflicts and maximize focus time for everyone. Tomorrow, we'll protect that focus time from getting booked over, move your flexible holds in real time during the day, and help you identify people and teams in the organization who are extra high on meeting load and extra low on focus time. And after that, we want to actually help you with all of your time orchestration challenges, from fixing the fallout of a last-minute meeting to interview scheduling that doesn't suck, to establishing, measuring, and improving on a healthy meeting culture in your organization, and a whole lot more. Needless to say, I'm really, really excited about where we're headed. To help us stay organized and focused, though both in our product development and in our webinar today, we focus on 5 key time orchestration themes. They are, first, maximizing time for priority work, think creating focus time. Automatic calendar management, so you don't have to waste time on administrative calendaring tasks. Simplifying team scheduling, which is all about making it really easy to schedule with people while respecting everyone's focus time. Proactively spotting and fixing issues, so you don't have to resolve conflicts yourself. And of course, putting security at the forefront of everything we build. So today we're going to walk you through each one of these themes and share our latest updates within them, as well as a few sneak peeks of what's to come. So first up, maximizing time for priority work. This theme is especially important to us because it's where Clockwise balances the needs of the individual with the needs of the company. If I'm able to maximize my own focus time, I can deliver more value to my organization and be a lot happier doing it. So first, I'm going to pass it to Cecily to tell us a bit more about how we're making all of this even easier with our newest focus time feature, auto decline.
All right. Thank you, Vicky. And hello, everyone. It's great to be here with you today. As Emily mentioned, I'm on the product team here at Clockwise. So first up, let's talk through auto decline. All right. So as you know, Clockwise helps many of you find time to focus on your goals during the workday. For some of us, that's heads down time to do work. For others, maybe that's space away from your desk just to eat lunch. Either way, we heard your feedback that it's easy for others to interrupt those plans. And we're here to help with our new feature called auto decline. With this feature, you can ask Clockwise to automatically decline meetings that come in over a particular lunch or focus time hold. So I'm really excited about this because as your week fills up and maybe things start to feel a little overwhelming, you can go into your calendar and ask Clockwise to auto decline meetings. So I recommend you take a look at a busy week ahead of you, maybe next week, and check out your last focus time of the week, or maybe your Friday lunch, and ask us to protect that and auto decline on your behalf. And next up here are a series of features around automating calendar management. So like Vicky mentioned, we're here to help you spend less time rearranging your calendar and all of those admin tasks that go into managing your workday. So we'll start with an improvement to flexible meetings. And the top line here is flexible meetings just got smarter. Let's jump in. All right, so consider this. Sometimes a one-on-one that you have set for Tuesday is moved to Friday by Clockwise. That might be better than leaving a conflict for sure, but that still doesn't quite work because your team needs their one-on-ones on Monday and Tuesdays so they can plan their week. That's one situation of many where many of us want a little bit of flexibility, but within reason, because we know some meetings do need to be on certain days. Well, now Clockwise can help with day of week control, so you can have a consistent schedule when you need it, but still use the power of flexibility. So check out a flexible meeting on your calendar, pull up the edit screen, and you'll see that you can now mark which days the meeting could move to when you're editing the event. That helps us know what areas of flexibility we have. I personally like to use this to make sure I'm supporting team norms that we've established. An example of this is we cluster all of our one-on-ones on the same day to make sure we have time to meet, but also for priority work. Second up here is another improvement to flexibility. So I'm excited to share an improvement that we've made to Clockwise flexible holds. So first up here, let's level set a little bit with flexible holds. These are events where you're the only attendee. So I bet many of you, if you look at your calendar, already have holds there. These are usually one-offs for common workday tasks, such as creating slides for an upcoming meeting that you have. Or these might be things for recurring workday routines, like a quick break or checking your email inbox. Either way, with these holds, you probably don't care too much about exactly when these happen, just that they do. Maybe you want them to happen within an afternoon, but there's a little bit of flexibility. Well, now you can go in, check out your existing holds or create a new one and mark them as flexible. And when your calendar changes and conflicts pop up, we'll move these flexible holds immediately. So not just once a day, we'll move them immediately. So your calendar reacts as your day evolves. Something I do want to call out though, is kind of not to worry. With flexible meetings, so events that have you and your teammates on them, we'll still move them once a day. We're doing that because we know we all need a little bit of predictability. So check it out. Pull up a hold on your calendar, make it flexible, and let us know what you think. And final feature here within automation that I am also very excited about are smart meeting breaks. So Clockwise, as we know, does its best to get you the time you need to have a healthier and better workday. Sometimes that's needing a few minutes to grab a coffee before a meeting. Other times, maybe you just need a little bit of a break to recharge before you jump on the next Zoom. So we're here to help. When your calendar starts to fill up with meetings, we can use your preferences to automatically help you build in those necessary breaks throughout the day. In your Clockwise settings, you can tell us how many consecutive meetings is too many for you, and then we'll schedule breaks directly on your calendar so your time is protected. I love this because it's a little bit personal. For me, 3 hours is a bit too many, so I have a break scheduled. For Emily, on the other hand, it's 4. Either way, we know that Clockwise has our back, so we can get a little bit of time away from Zoom before we jump to our next meeting. All right, back to you, Vicky.
All right, thanks, Cecily. Really great improvements there. And now we have a number of additional improvements to talk about with our theme of simplifying scheduling. So simplifying scheduling, all about making it easier, obviously, to schedule with others. And we all know that pain of playing calendar Tetris to find a time to meet with your teammates, it can be really brutal, but we know that it gets even harder when you're trying to meet with somebody outside of your organization. Clockwise links made this burden a little lighter earlier this year by introducing external scheduling links that respect your focus time. And now I'm excited to announce 3 of our most highly anticipated improvements to Clockwise links have shipped. So first up is group scheduling links. With Clockwise group links, you can now easily schedule many to one meetings with multiple members from your organization and an external invitee. Clockwise aggregates your team members' availability and focus time preferences and will only show your invitee times when everyone on your team is available. Once the invitee selects a time, Clockwise will send a calendar invite to everyone. Group links is available today in the scheduling links dashboard, so check it out. We've also released a new Chrome extension that gives you easy access to your Clockwise links and availability no matter where you are on the web. One of my favorite things about this extension is that it makes it really easy to create and include scheduling links when I'm sending an email, for example. Or for those situations when sending a link feels a little impersonal, Clockwise also makes it really easy to copy and paste my availability and ideal times right into that email. And that's what you're seeing here in the GIF. And our third links improvement is links custom questions, also available today. We've added a new custom questions field to links so that you can specify a set of required questions for a booker to fill out when using your scheduling link. You can use these questions to collect information from the booker, such as their phone number or other things to facilitate the meeting. And you can also use that field to qualify your leads. We heard a number of our customers asking for the ability to collect that kind of information from bookers, like what they're looking for out of the meeting, how much they can spend, how big their organization is, et cetera. With custom questions, we're rounding out a robust set of features to help you manage external scheduling. And we're seeing more and more of our customers consolidate their internal and external scheduling tools with Clockwise. All right, enough about links. I am very excited about that. Now I'm also excited to share a sneak peek of how Clockwise will help department leaders identify bright spots and hot spots of meeting culture and focus time within their organization. As we've talked to customers, we've learned that many of you have organization level goals around building sustainable work cultures, preventing burnout, and generally optimizing your calendars. Soon, you'll be able to export a CSV of organization and team level calendar data to help you track and make progress on these issues. Once available, you'll be able to use your preferred tools to integrate this data with data that lives outside of Clockwise, like your org chart, for example, and then visualize that data to better predict burnout, measure your team's capacity, and more. So we're really excited about this. And then last, but certainly not least, is security, a core tenet of how we build product here at Clockwise. I'll pass to Emily to share a bit about what we have coming soon.
Thank you, Vicky. All right. On the next slide here, we are going to talk a little bit about one of our upcoming features on the security front. So it's no surprise that enterprise organizations have special requirements around data and security, especially when that comes to high-profile individuals within that organization who are often part of highly sensitive meetings. Think the CEO, the CFO, maybe the legal team. And we've heard from these customers that they want to leverage Clockwise, but they sometimes have some specific requirements around these calendars and our ability to crawl them. So I'm really excited to share that we'll be rolling out a feature that will allow these enterprise organizations to create exclusion lists and in a calendar crawling block list that will essentially allow these organizations to unlock the goodness of Clockwise for the broader organization, while also protecting those highly sensitive calendars and any data within that. I'm excited about the flexibility and customizability this will offer to these customers, so stay tuned for more over the coming months on this. And then next up, I'm also excited to talk about SOC 2 Type 2. So of course, our Clockwise users trust us with their time and the data that comes with that. And we take that responsibility really seriously. So that's why security is one of the core tenets of our product, how we think about our product, how we strategize, how we plan, and ultimately how we build. We received our SOC 2 Type 1 audit first in 2020. We renewed that again in 2021. We are also GDPR, SEC, and CCPA compliant. And now I'm excited to share that we are in the process of receiving our SOC 2 Type 2 audit by the end of this year. And that just about does it for our content today. But there's just one more thing that we're really excited to share with you before we open the floor to Q&A.
Awesome, thanks, Emily. What we're excited to share is something that's coming, something we call the new Clockwise. So we've heard your feedback, and we know it's a little confusing to find everything in Clockwise and to understand what you can do and how you can improve your calendar both right now, but also in the future. We know there's a lot to do, but it's hard to find. So with the new Clockwise, we will become your one-stop shop for setting your calendar goals, adding flexibility, and turning on automation for things that are important to you, all in one place. So I'm jazzed to be working on this with the broader team, and look out for more information early next year.
Thank you, Cecily. I am so excited to share that with our users early in the coming year. All right, thank you all again for joining us today. We're so excited for you to see what's to come with Clockwise in the next few months and even into next year. In the meantime, if you have any questions about how to better utilize Clockwise or are looking for resources on how to improve time management across your team, I would love it if you would check out our new Clockwise Academy. You can access that at learn.getclockwise.com, and we have tons of resources available for you to make the most out of Clockwise. And before we jump into Q&A, I'm going to send out a poll here to the group. Essentially, if you are interested in learning more about Clockwise, or you want to talk with someone from our team about something you saw on the roadmap here, or building a more sustainable work culture, respond yes, and we will be in touch. All right, I'll send that out now. So feel free to just let us know if you'd like to hear from us, and we look forward to chatting with you. All right. And with that, I think we are ready to jump into Q&A. Just a reminder that we have the Q&A box within Zoom unlocked for you all. If you have any questions, please throw them in there, and we will just start to roll through those with our presenters. All right, let's see. For our first question today, okay, I will pass this one over to Vicky. It's a great question. When is support for Outlook coming?
One of my favorite questions, Emily. So glad you asked. We have a team working on this right now, actually, and we'll share more detail at our next product event. But in the meantime, if you are interested in connecting with our team or joining the Microsoft Alpha, head to getclockwise.com/Microsoft, and we'd be happy to have you.
Awesome, thank you. And again, that's getclockwise.com/Microsoft. And then this next question is around flexible holds, which Cecily presented on. So I'll let Cecily take this. And the question is, how are flexible holds different from flexible meetings, and when do I use which?
That's a good question, and something that we just talked about internally. So it's kind of simple. A hold is just for you, and a meeting is for you and others. But both can be flexible and harness the power of flexibility. So let me take you through an example or two. So flexible holds, like we talked about, are a calendar event just for you. So that they move in real time as your calendar changes. So let's say I have a hold to check my email, because I'm always in pursuit of inbox zero, but never get there. I might put a 15-minute hold on my calendar and make it flexible, because it's okay for me to check my email in the afternoon. It doesn't have to be a particular time. If Emily schedules a one-on-one over that hold, though, I know I need to chat with Emily and catch up, and Clockwise will automatically move my hold to another time for me in the afternoon. So I can still meet with Emily, but check my email. These are perfect for events where you don't really care exactly when it happens, just that it does. So checking your email, maybe a quick break, or something we like to do here internally is to make sure we send gratitude to a teammate once a week. On the other hand, flexible meetings are, as we talked about, a meeting. So it's a calendar event where there's you and one or more other people. Because Clockwise looks for the best time across the calendars of the people on the event, we only move flexible meetings once a day. So we never move on the same day because we know we need a little bit of stability. But when we're taking a look at your calendar, we look at those meetings in the future and we'll move them if we can find a better time. In terms of what meetings you might want to make flexible, I think one-on-ones are a perfect place to start, especially because now you can specify what day they should move to.
Thank you, Cecily. This next one that we've got is for you as well. Google already has auto decline. How is Clockwise auto decline different?
Another really good question. So Google does still have auto decline. The thing that I like to think about, though, is that with auto decline, Google offers that on events or holds that are manually scheduled by you. So you have to go in and first put those events on your calendar and then ask them to auto decline. So what we're doing on the Clockwise side is actually bringing the same functionality of auto decline, but bringing it to events that and holds that we put on your calendar on your behalf. So we recognize the importance of needing to auto decline for some holds that you have because your calendar is filling up, or let's say because a particular lunch is really important for a reprieve. And we wanted to complement auto decline with kind of the existing automation we had. We thought that we're maybe not ready to automatically know what meetings to auto decline on your behalf, but certainly we can suggest when it's most feasible.
Awesome. That's super helpful context. Thank you for sharing. And then for Vicky, this question is, does Clockwise have analytics capabilities?
Yeah, great. Another great question. So I spoke a little bit earlier about the CSV export for calendar analytics that we will be shipping in the very near future. In addition to that, we actually already have an admin panel today where you can log in and see across the entire organization some key Clockwise stats, like how much focus time people have over time, fragmented time, meeting load, et cetera. And so that's a really great place to start today. And with the CSV export that's coming soon, that'll become even more powerful.
Awesome. And then first, Cecily, how will the new Clockwise experience you described differ from the Chrome extension? Are there going to be new features?
Yes, something that we have discussed a lot internally. So the Chrome extension will continue to be a place you can go to manage and configure and understand Clockwise when you're within your Google Calendar. On the flip side, the new Clockwise experience that we're bringing to you early next year is really centered around managing Clockwise on the web. So with this web app, we really aim to bring together all of the ways Clockwise can help you, and make sure that one, these things are all in one place, but two, that we're making it really easy for you to find the ways that Clockwise can help you automate and manage your calendar. Admittedly, today, if you're in our Chrome extension and you pull open our settings view, there is so much power and opportunity there, but it's a little hard to work through and figure out how to fit the puzzle together. So I'm very excited to complement the Chrome extension we have today with a web experience that's a little bit easier to understand and kind of dip your toe in the water with Clockwise.
Gotcha. And it looks like we've got one more question. So if anyone has additional questions, feel free to throw them in. We've got some time and we're happy to address them all while we're here. But this next one is for Vicky. Are you going to add all the features that Calendly has?
That's a great question. So our goal is to help people schedule both internal and external meetings with ease, and to not just be able to do that scheduling, but to also be able to do that scheduling while maintaining your focus time. And that's where we think Clockwise Links really shines. I mentioned a number of updates that we've made today, and we are excited to continue investing in our links product. That said, our goal is not strictly to chase exact feature parity one-for-one with Calendly or other scheduling links tools. However, I will say that we are seeing some of our organizations adopt Clockwise links and consolidate their external scheduling workload with our tools.
All right, we've got another question that came in as well. And this is around color coding within the calendar, which we didn't really talk about today. So Vicky or Cecily, I'll let either of you guys take this. And it says, I love the visual of a color-coded calendar. Is there going to be the option to customize colors and or the corresponding labels associated in the near future? I am currently using the Google extension for colors only because they allow custom colors.
Vicky, I can take that one to start, and then feel free to jump in to add to anything I've said. So we also really like the visual of a color-coded calendar. One, we think a calendar is an excellent tool to communicate to your team about what you're focused on and how they may be able to collaborate. But two, a color-coded calendar, especially for those of us with really busy calendars, helps us understand kind of at a glance where we're spending our time and how we might prioritize. I personally color code my calendar as a product manager all the time to know kind of where I'm spending one-on-ones, but also, where I might be doing focus time and how that's landing week to week. So in onboarding today, as you probably know, you can tell Clockwise how to customize the colors for particular meeting types and categories that we have today. We do know, though, that kind of what you've referred to as these corresponding labels, we call them event categories, don't always categorize events exactly in the right way. So it is something we're taking a look at, though it's not something that we have on the roadmap in the short term. We are specifically, though, thinking about how to make sure when you're creating events and you've set up custom colors for events that we're categorizing them in the right way so your colors are showing up. So please continue to let us know if you have feedback about that with the form that Emily showed earlier, or if you feel like something's not quite right, just let us know as well, and we can definitely look into it.
Thank you, Cecily. And just a reminder, if there are any additional questions, the Q&A is available in the Zoom toolbar, kind of where you can see the chat or things like that when you're usually in Zoom. So feel free to throw any questions in there. That does it for what we're seeing so far, but I'll give it a few more moments in case there are any other questions we can answer, and remind folks that we've recently launched the Clockwise Academy. You can find that at learn.getclockwise.com, and that's a great resource, not just for making the most out of Clockwise and figuring out all the different ways that you can use the tool, but also for resources on time management, building a sustainable work culture, and things along those lines. Okay. I'm not seeing any additional questions come through, but if you answered in the poll that you want to hear from us, we'll be reaching out. And if you need anything else, feel free to find us at getclockwise.com. And thank you so much for joining us today. We can't wait for you to see what's to come. And thank you to our panelists. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.